Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome from all of us here at RWG Publishing. If you've ever had a story bubbling up inside you, maybe wondering just how to get it from your head onto the page, then you are in exactly the right place today. We're about to break down a complete blueprint for writers, a really clear path for anyone who has a story they're burning to tell. So, the guide for our journey is The Author's Blueprint: Crafting Your Masterpiece by Bill Vincent. I want you to think of this as an essential framework, a true step-by-step guide for taking that tiny spark of an idea and transforming it into a complete, finished book. And the best part, we're going to walk through all the key steps together. All right, here is our roadmap. We're going to start with the spark of creation. Then we'll move into building your world. After that, it is all about refining your masterpiece, and we'll wrap things up with the final step, sharing your story. So let's dive right in at the very beginning. Okay, Section 1, the spark of creation, which is really about understanding the author's journey. Before you ever think about putting pen to paper or, let's be honest, fingers to a keyboard, it's so important to get your head around what you're actually doing. Storytelling, it's not just a hobby. It's one of the oldest, most fundamental things that we do as human beings. It's this ancient craft that's been connecting us for thousands and thousands of years. And Bill Vincent really drives this point home. He frames the whole act of creation as something almost divine. Quoting the psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi here, quote, "The creation of something new is a divine activity. Creating an art means bringing something into being that did not exist before." Just let that sink in for a second. You are literally bringing something into the world that was not there before you thought of it. It's so much more than just stringing words together, isn't it? It's a deeply profound, truly meaningful process. So, that sounds great in theory, but what does this divine activity actually feel like on a Tuesday afternoon when you're staring at a blinking cursor? Well, it's not always a gentle flash of inspiration. The blueprint describes it so perfectly as a journey of wrestling formlessness into form. I just love that phrase. It's you against the chaos of your own thoughts and emotions, trying to wrangle them into something structured. And yeah, that means facing that dreaded blank page, which can bring on all sorts of anxiety and vulnerability. But here is the crucial point. Successful creators don't avoid that frustration. They learn to navigate it, to feel it, and then to channel it into productive energy. It's a challenge for sure, but it is absolutely a manageable one. Okay, so once you've embraced that creative mindset, you are ready to start building. Welcome to Section 2, Building Your World. This is where we get our hands dirty, where we lay the actual foundations of your story. It's all about constructing the entire universe where your characters will live and breathe, whether that universe is based on cold hard facts or spun from pure imagination. Now, fundamentally, every writer has to choose one of two main paths. On one side, you've got fiction. This is where you're the architect of unique, imaginary worlds. And why? To dig into the messy, beautiful complexities of human turmoil. You're often pulling from real-life experiences to give those stories some genuine weight. Then, on the other side, you have nonfiction. And this is a whole different ballgame. It's built on a bedrock of accurate, verifiable facts and, really, on your authority as the author. The goal here is different. It's to provide guidance, bring clarity to a subject, and ultimately to motivate your readers to take real, tangible action in their own lives. So, if you're heading down that fiction path, let's be clear. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is more important than your characters. But how do you make them feel, well, real? The author's blueprint breaks it down into 4 fantastic steps. First, create a detailed bio. Really dig in and brainstorm who this person is. Next, identify their core needs, the basic stuff that drives them. But here is the secret sauce. Step 3, assign them at least 2 strong wants. And wants are pure emotion. The book says it's the longing, the desire, the hunger, and thirst of the character's heart. That's what creates motivation. That's what makes a reader truly care. And finally, you have to empathize with them deeply. A good rule of thumb, if you can't immediately say how your character would react in any situation, you just don't know them well enough yet. And listen, that is just a tiny peek into the art of creating characters that live and breathe. If you're feeling that spark and you're ready to really start building, to go so much deeper on all these foundational elements, then you've got to check out the complete guide. It's all in Bill Vincent's The Author's Blueprint, and you can find it right on Amazon. All right, let's move on to Section 3, Refining Your Masterpiece. So you've done it. You've powered through, and you have a first draft. Seriously, take a moment and celebrate that. It is a huge accomplishment. But as any seasoned author will tell you, the journey is not over. Not by a long shot. They say the real writing happens in the rewriting. This is the stage where you take that raw material and start polishing it until it truly shines. So what's the most important thing to remember here? The book has a mantra for it, and it's simple but incredibly powerful. Ready? It's editing, editing, editing. You really can't say it enough. This is not a step you can just rush through. This is the process that elevates a good idea into a great book. It's all about improving clarity and getting that all-important chance to see your own work with fresh eyes. I know editing can feel completely overwhelming. Where do you even begin? Well, the Blueprint gives us a brilliant way to tackle it by breaking it down into 2 levels. Think of it like this. You wouldn't paint the walls of a house before you're sure the foundation is solid, right? Same idea. You start with the higher order concerns, the big picture stuff. Is your main idea coming through loud and clear? Does the overall structure make sense? Once you've sorted that out, then you can zoom in on the lower order concerns. This is where you hunt for typos and fix punctuation and grammar. Tackling it this way stops you from spending an hour perfecting a beautiful sentence in a paragraph that you might end up deleting anyway. We've all been there. And a huge part of refining your work is mastering description. You want to pull the reader right into your world, and the first gateway is often the sense of sight. It's about using imaginative, powerful words to create vivid mental pictures in their mind, really helping them visualize everything. But a truly immersive world isn't never silent, is it? To really pull your reader in, you have to engage their ears. So instead of just saying a room was quiet, think about what that quiet sounds like. Is that the whisper of the wind, the distant rhythmic thump of music, or maybe the cozy crackling sound of a fireplace? And finally, we have the knockout punch of description, taste, and smell. These senses are so powerfully tied to our memories and emotions. The musky scent of an old attic or the sharp, tangy taste of a lemon, these details can transport a reader instantly and create a deep connection. When you engage all the senses, that's when your world stops feeling like words on a page and starts feeling real. And just like that, we have arrived at our final section, sharing your story. You've done the hard work, you created, you built, and you refined. You have a masterpiece. And now comes the final, huge, exciting, and, okay, maybe a little nerve-wracking step of actually getting it into the hands of readers. So, how do you do that? Well, today you're basically standing at a crossroads with 2 main roads to choose from. First, there's traditional publishing, the world of agents and publishing houses. It can feel intimidating, but the big plus is you have a whole team helping you. On the other road, you've got self-publishing. Here, you are the boss. You control everything. It is a ton of work, no doubt, but that finished book becomes your personal badge of honor. The most important thing is that neither path is right or wrong. It's all about finding the right fit for you and your book. And this next point is so crucial for any writer today. The Blueprint is crystal clear about this. That old romantic image of the reclusive writer tucked away in a cabin, that's a thing of the past. Building your author platform is a 24/7 job now. You have to be your own marketer, your own publicist, and your own social media steward. Engaging with readers and building that online presence isn't just a bonus anymore. It is absolutely essential to success. So, here we are. We've walked through the entire Blueprint, from that first creative spark all the way to the final step of publishing. After all that, there's really only one question left to ask, and this one's for you. Your masterpiece is out there, just waiting to be written. So, what story will you tell? Because remember, every great journey, every incredible book, it always starts the same way, with a single page. If you're ready to take that first step to really start your own adventure, then I can't recommend the full guide enough. It's The Author's Blueprint by Bill Vincent, and it's available on Amazon today. Thank you so much for listening to the Deep Dive podcast.